Friends, I am Captain R.K. Bhardwaj, SS7 course, served for 10 years in the Corps of Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. First of all, I would like to tell you about the office bearers of our organization, that is All India Released Defence Officers Welfare Association, DOWA. We have elected unanimously Captain S.K. Madan, President. He is also Gallantry Award winner. Working President, Captain Amarjit Kumar, SS 8. Vice President, Squadron Leader, G.S. Gaur. Additional Secretary, Captain Pankaj Sharma, SS 74. Our Public Relations Officer, Captain Rajesh Regd, SS 68. And TR, Captain SS Virg of 25th course.
I am Captain S.K. Madan, ex-ECO from EC5. After leaving the army, I went to the CRPF. I was second in command of the battalion and came on VLS after 20 years of service. I am a Gallantry Awardee and honorable member of the DOWA, which is All India Released Defence Officers Association, which was formed for the welfare of the released army officers. I'll tell you something about the history of this DOWA. DOWA was started on, it took its birth on 16th of August 1985 at Chandigarh. This body in the 80s and early 90s formed a society and to look after the housing problems of the members of the DOWA. They applied to Chandigarh administration, they got the land and they completed the project, and its members, persons who were its members at the time of formation of the society and later all got the flags. And this is an example that the society is capable of taking up big toss. Then in the case of DSOI membership, in many of the places the DSOIs are not giving membership to the released EC and SSC officers. In fact, the DSOI Chandigarh, the founders of the DSOI Chandigarh were the released EC and SS officers primarily. And even today, those who are applying are getting the membership of the DSOI Chandigarh. So this way this association has done some very pioneer work for the welfare of the short service commission officers. ESOs were the ones who came at the time after the Chinese aggression, and they were provided all facilities when they were released from the army. They were provided with most of them, 95 to 98% got the jobs in the central government, in IAS, IPS, income tax and other customs and other central government services. Number of them absorbed in the state services, PCH, HCS, and they got all the benefits regarding their service in the army was counted towards increments. But in the case of short service, initially they gave these benefits, but later due to some reason they stopped it. Well, Home Ministry and the Finance Ministry and the Prime Minister should look into it. Why this discrimination was done. At least if they can't do the old cases, at least for the newcomers, this discrimination should be removed. In fact, in my opinion, the short service commission officers should be for 20 years. If a man is fit for 14 years, if a lady is fit to serve this country for 14 years, and you release him without any pension. And in fact, if you see the record, the entire war of 65 primarily was on the forefront were the EC officers. And you distinguished themselves, large number of them died, large number of them were injured. Even in the 71 wars, they all fought the EC, a large number of EC officers died. So sacrifices of these people, of these young officers, are no less than that of regular officers. And in my opinion, all short service commissioned officers should be allowed to serve for a period of 20 years, so that they leave the force with pension and dignity. If government doesn't want to keep them in the armed forces or the air force or the navy, then in that case they should be seconded to the paramilitary forces and to the public sector, so that and this service should be counted there, and they should be given pension after 20 years. This discrimination should be removed, and in my opinion, and this association will fight for the cause with the central government. Now I will request my other colleagues who are the members of the managing committee, they will dwell upon the subjects in details. Captain Bhardwaj will tell you he has been a pioneer in fighting the case for the medical services in the AFT along with Captain Chopra, and he will brief you and the case, taking up the case right up to the Supreme Court. Captain Wilk will tell you about some other difficulties. He is the treasurer of this society. Society will look into all these things, and with your cooperation and membership will make all this a success. Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to apprise you that World War II veterans of USA and UK have been given a lot of concessions after the World War II. For example, they were provided the benefits like pension, education and training, health care, home loan, insurance, employment, free consensual travel, etc. On the other hand, whatever Government of India had provided to the Short Service Commission after they have introduced for the youths. What I understand, there was no vision for the resettlement scheme of the young youth after their release from the army. I will quote one example. I met an SS officer, I will not name, he's a veteran, old veteran. Now, today he is about 75 years old man. He, on his own efforts, got some private job and got retired on superannuation from that organization. Except gratuity, he did not get any benefits like pension. This poor guy was in a very bad helplessness condition nowadays because he has nothing to fall back upon, no pension scheme for him, no any assistance for him for his livelihood. That is why a pension scheme for these youths after having been released from the army is very much needed. In this case, government is not giving anything, but we have to fight for this struggle. We have been fighting for medical scheme, we are still fighting. Now, next, DOWA is planning another movement of pension, introduction of pension for short service commission officers. So what we are planning, we have sought certain information under RTI Act from Ministry of Defence, MOD. Informations I would like to tell you, this information which we have sought will strengthen our case besides with all other elements. Likewise, we have asked to provide us information or list of names of short service commissioned officers who were killed, martyred during 1971 Indo-Pak War and Kargil War. Total number of officers who actually participated during 1970 Indo-Pak War, that is from SS1 to SS12 at the moment. Names of short service commissioned officers who were released after their active participation during Indo-Pak War 71 with specific reasons mentioned against their names. And lastly, list of names of short service commissioned officers who were granted permanent commission after having participated during Indo-Pak War 1971 and Kargil War. So, why this information is relevant with respect to strengthen our case of pension? That is, such information when will be presented before the court of law, we can tell them what is the state of short service commissioned officers, what is what a young man who just joined army for 5 to 10 years, thinking that he will start his career in a better way. Because he joined short service commission officer, he's become the victim of the circumstances for lifelong. Nobody is there to look after their interests. Has anybody thought, has any Prime Minister of India thought, Defence Minister has thought ever about their youth's placements? Nothing. They on their own, with own struggle, they harp upon and may not get anything to look after their families. Last but not least, I also would like to now tell you that our medical facilities of ECHS case is yet to come up for listing in Supreme Court. We are hoping any day it will be listed and we'll get our justice. Jai Hind.
I am Captain Surjit Singh Regd. I am Treasurer of DOWA. I am from Short Service Commission, Serial 24. I was commissioned in 55 Gorkha Rifles, Frontier Force. Being treasurer of DOWA, I humbly request all respectable members to pay rupees 500 as admission fee so that we may run this organization smoothly and properly and meet our expenses being incurred from time to time. In addition to admission fee, we request all members to donate as per their wish. That action will be highly appreciated. Bank account details of DOWA will be shared shortly. I inform that there will be annual audit of all account of DOWA and member will be informed. President Captain S.K. Madan has contributed or donated rupees 5,100. Our General Secretary Captain R.K. Pardwas has also donated rupees 2,100. Myself has also donated rupees 2,100. Our Public Relations Officer Captain Regd has donated rupees 1,100 to DOWA. Further, I inform all members that our core team decided that we will be holding a get-together of all members and their family on quarterly basis so that members and their family can interact with each other and relive Fauji life again in the spirit of oneness. Jai Hind.
One more very important issue I would like to highlight, that DSOI, Defence Service Officer Institute, Chandigarh, Sector 36, has stopped nominating permanent members of Short Service Commission officers. Rather, now they are enrolling them as associate members, that is, temporary members without any voting rights, which is highly discriminated action of the management of DSOI. Seeing their plight, being member of the club but without any voting right, we have sought certain information through RTI a month back, but till date DSOI has not supplied this information to us. We have sent reminders also, but they are keeping mum. We may initiate the case with the appellate authority of the RTI Act, under RTI Act, very shortly. And if no reply comes, then we will issue a show cause notice to the management, and thereafter we have already consulted a learned lawyer to fight this injustice. We will file this application in the civil suit to ensure that these officers will also be considered on permanent basis with voting rights.